Okay, hello and welcome. Hello, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to another episode of the Empowered Immigrant Live. Thank you for being here on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Hello, welcome. It's the 5th of January of 2023. Happy New Year. If you're tuning in for the first time after the holidays, Happy New Year to you. 2023 is here, everybody. Can you believe it? Right? Can you believe it? So today we're going to be talking about work permits today because we've received a lot of questions over the holidays about work permits. And this is often an issue where, you know, there are troublesome, I guess, situations that can come in with work permits. I see folks joining us here on Instagram. I love it. Thanks. Fred in America, hello. Reggae Beats, hello. Vinod, hello. Do we have offices in Texas? No, we don't. Sorry about that. Fred in America, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too. Vino D, we don't have offices in Texas, but we have a lot of clients in Texas, so we can still help you even if we don't physically have a location there. You know, to do that just through the phone, through video, we take cases throughout the United States. So there we are. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Remember, at the Empowered Immigrant Live, we are here to train, teach, inspire, and empower immigrants to make the most out of immigration laws and to make the most out of their lives. All right, Reggae Beats, I see you there on Instagram. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. Cool. So today our theme is about work permits, and specifically I want to talk about what happens if your work permit, if your EAD or your employment authorization document has been terminated, or if it's expired. What do you do, right? And before we get to that theme, I mean, let me just ask, like, do you want to get a green card this year, right? Is 2023 your year? You want to apply for something? You want to come out of the shadows? You want to go for it? Because if so, I'd love to help you, right? I'd love to help you with that. My firm is on a mission to win 10,000 immigration cases in the next 10 years, and we'd love for your case to be one of them. Why not, right? And so thanks to everybody who submitted their questions. I have received multiple questions here today, so I'll go through my main topic and then I'll answer the questions. Meanwhile, if you have a question, hey, send it over. I'd love to answer any question that you have, okay? And so technical thing, pulling up the link. All right, here's that. I need to put that on mute. Okay, great. So so here we are. So before I get into the topic, I always like to do a little bit of an empowerment tip. All right, this is the Empowered Immigrant Podcast. I like to give an empowerment tip. So it's like, hello, 2023. Here we are. And my question for you is, what do you want to create this year? Do you want to create something new for yourself, for your life this year? Maybe immigration related, maybe not. Maybe immigration related and something else. This is what I want us to think about today, right? And whenever we create a goal, like something that we want for ourselves that we've never done before, automatically, just by creating that goal, it's like we're going for something that we've never done before. We're going for something that's unfamiliar for us. We're going for something that's unknown to us. Doing that automatically makes our brain uncomfortable. When we face the unknown, which any goal, if you think about it, any goal that you set, it's like you've never achieved that. That's why it's your goal. So by setting a goal, automatically in our own brain, fears and doubts creep in automatically because it's simply the unknown, right? It's something unfamiliar to us. Oh, what would my friends think if I achieve that goal? Oh, what would my parents think if I achieve that goal? Oh, what happens if I don't hit that goal. Oh, all these doubts and fears seep into our brain. And now it's like, oh, well, I'd better not try. Right? And there went the desire. There went the achievement. And I don't want that for you. And so, how, knowing that and thinking that through, what can we do? And the answer is commit. Right? Commit. And take action despite that little voice in the head. Like, oh, what are these people going to think about it? Or, oh, what's going to happen if I fail? Yeah, we've all got that little voice in our head, but those who succeed are those who go for it anyway. Having courage is in the face of fear, going for it anyway, making a decision and taking action to improve your life anyway, despite the fear. Oh, should I call the immigration lawyer and ask for what my options might be to come out of the shadows? Oh, maybe I don't qualify for anything. Maybe I shouldn't even try. Right? Move through that. It's just a phone call, all right? It's a phone call, pick up the phone. Hey, I want to figure out what my options are. Can we have a consultation? Can we talk it through? And I'm just talking about immigration, but this could be any area of your life. Don't let fear stop you. Instead, take action despite the fear and move your life forward. Okay? That's my empowerment tip. Hope it was helpful. Hope it was useful. So thanks for being here. Now on to our theme. Today we're going to talk about work permits. All right? Work, work, work. Some people are like, how can I work? Maybe I want to change jobs. It's a new year. Maybe people want to change jobs in the new year. Some people love work. I'm a person, I love my job. I love what I get to do. I love waking up in the morning and figuring out, what challenge, what legal argument, what issue can we tackle today and make somebody's life better as a result of my work. I know a lot of people out there, though, hate work and go to work, oh my gosh, I hate what I'm doing or whatever. But believe me, I talk to a lot of people. Many people come to the United States looking for work. All right? Like, work is a big deal. And many people feel like, true or false, feel like there are limited opportunities in their home country. And maybe in other parts of the world, people hear this, oh, there's like limitless opportunities in the United States, which, I don't know, heck, maybe there are, right? Maybe there are. You just have to be in tune and open to, go for those types of opportunities. But there are a lot of opportunities, people, okay? And so anyway, I don't know if you're watching me right now, I don't know if your reason for entering the United States was to find work. But I do want to talk about work permits, and I do know that that's true for thousands, maybe millions of people who have come to the United States, all right? So how about it? How about work authorization? How about work permits? What do we need to talk about work permits today? All right? Well, here's the way it works. No pun intended, right? Here's the way it is. Some immigration applications allow a person to work once the case gets approved. At the end of after a government officer has reviewed it, now if they approve it, you'll be authorized to work. All right? There are cases like that, right? DACA, for example, TPS, for example. You can't apply for a work permit until you can apply, but it will not be approved until the case is approved. All right? Other applications allow a person, immigration applications, allow a person to request a work permit while the application is pending. Right? Your adjustment of status case, through, you marry a U.S. citizen, you apply for adjustment. During the process, typically 5 to 7 months or so after you file all those paperwork, but before your interview, typically you'll be given a work permit. Okay? So whether you get a work permit while your case is pending or after it's approved, that can be a huge difference, especially in a post-COVID-19 world where some of these applications and some of these application processing times can take years. So it is a huge difference. And it's like, well, wait a second, lawyer, can I get a work permit even if I'm not eligible for an immigration benefit or a status? What if I'm undocumented and I don't qualify for some kind of immigration application? And the answer there is no, you can't, right? To apply for a work permit requires having an immigration status that allows a person to apply for the work permit. All right, and that's easier said than done. And so often the question, people call in with a question, can I get a work permit? Often the answer is no, but the precise answer is, well, let's do a full analysis, not about the work permit. Let's do an analysis about your immigration situation to see if we can apply for an immigration benefit for you. Asylum, cancellation of removal, TPS, U visas, VAWA, adjustments, DACA, parole, something. Right? And now that's easier said than done, right? Because there are 11 million people who are in the shadows who are like unable to apply for anything because there's no law out there that allows them to apply for anything. None of those immigration applications that I mentioned are easy. All right? They're not easy. They're not straightforward, right? It's not an amnesty world that we live in. It's nobody can apply for immigration benefits unless you're one of these few fortunate people in these few fortunate situations, right? Which often the truth is it's more like the unfortunate situations get to apply for stuff, right? Just saying, it's the way it works. So, but the question's still out there. What if you had a work permit and now it was expired or now it got terminated? What do you do? Well, sometimes you can renew it. Okay, like if your application is still pending, then you can renew your work permit until that decision gets final. Those renewals can take a long time, but you can do it. And sometimes the extension or the renewal even could be automatic. They've done that by law with TPS. I won't get into that right this second. But sometimes it can be automatically renewed or automatically extended. All right? But what if your application was denied or abandoned or withdrawn or canceled or it's no longer pending for whatever reason? Then if the immigration benefit is no longer pending, you will not be able to renew. You send that work permit application, they'll reject it or they'll deny it because they'll have to. And why is that? The basic rule, the work permit eligibility depends on the immigration status. And that's what we just need to be clear about, okay? And so, hey, you might need to reopen your immigration case. You might need to refile, resubmit your case from the beginning. You might need to find, some different option for you. And so if your immigration, if your work permit, rather, was terminated or whatever, talk to a lawyer. My office would love to help you with that. I want to tell you a story, okay? This was last year. We got this case approved, but client came to our office and said, hey, I was in deportation proceedings, and my case was closed in removal proceedings, so I feel like I won, but now they're not renewing my work permit. And so what's the deal? I thought I won my case in court. My court case was closed, but now all my work permits are getting denied. Is there a problem? Like, how can we fix this? And so we're looking at it and we're like, okay, your previous lawyer didn't explain it very clearly for you. That when you closed your case, you closed it and shut off all of the applications that were pending, so that you also shut off your own work permit eligibility. Right? You got to be cautious about these things. And so what did our firm do? We did something a little crazy. I don't know, sometimes we do things that are crazy. Don't do this unless you know the judge that you're working with. We filed a motion to reopen this case. We filed a new application for the purpose of getting him a work permit. We got him the work permit, and then we reclosed his case. Now, luckily, we had a judge that we were comfortable working this kind of a strategy with, and we explained exactly what we were doing from the beginning. So the judge was willing to allow us to do this. But don't try this. Don't try that at home. Don't try that without the help of a lawyer who's willing to strategize for you. But now this client is not in deportation proceedings anymore. His case is closed, and he's got his lawful work permit. Is that like a game changer, right? So anyway, I just wanted to share that story. I hope it was useful. I hope it was helpful. Now I want to get into the questions today. We have received some questions, so thank you for everyone who sent your questions. The first one I see comes from Mr. Katia. Mr. Katia, thank you for asking your question, and great to see you on here. So you say, can I renew my EAD, my employment authorization document, my work permit, after my interview was denied, and it was denied in 2018? And so thank you for asking that question. And the answer to that question is no, right? The work permit depends on the immigration case. And since the immigration case got denied, your work permit you will no longer have work authorization. Okay? So then the strategy in your case is, hey, let's look at it and let's see if either we can reopen that case, or might we be able to apply for something else? Because if we could apply for something else, hey, maybe through that other thing, we could apply for work authorization. Got it? All right. So the next question comes from Guadalupe. Guadalupe, hello, and thank you for asking your question. You say, I have a question. Theoretically, let's say I'm out on bond. All right, this is a different type of scenario, not about work permits, but it's a good question. So theoretically, let's say I'm out on bond. My U.S. relative pays my bond. Let's say, for example, $12,000, and I pay him back. Now, who will receive the bond? Is it me or is it my relative? Should I fight for the money or is it pointless? Okay, so Guadalupe, thank you for asking this question. The way it works is when a obligor, that's the technical term, pays a bond to get an immigrant released from immigration custody, what happens is now the person, the immigrant, the foreign national, needs to go to their immigration hearings, needs to fight their case in court, right? And if they fight and win, or if they fight and lose but still comply with the process, then that bond money will be given from the government back to the obligor. All right? They don't give the bond money back to the immigrant. They give the bond money back to the obligor. That's the way this works, right? And so if you paid the obligor $12,000 and now the government's going to return your $12,000 back to the obligor, legally you gave that person $12,000 that you didn't have to give them, right? And so if they are your relative and if they love you and if they understand the situation, they'll understand that, whoops, there was a misunderstanding about that money. But if they're jerks and if they're whatever, if they're flakes, if they have low integrity, then they'll say, no, forget you. I'm going to take your 12,000 and the 12,000 from the government, and you're welcome for getting you released from custody. But I mean, that's kind of rude, right? You will not have legal action against them. So to say, should you fight for your money? No, you shouldn't fight for your money in court. It wasn't your money. It was their money. They paid it to the government to secure your release from detention. But if you paid them back for it before that money was released, they should understand that, and they should be a person of integrity to then say, hey, look, we're not going to, they don't need to maybe be making a profit off of your detention. That's a little bit, it feels a little bit nasty, right? Feels a little bit nasty, that question. So anyway, Guadalupe, I hope that was helpful for you. Best of luck. Unfortunately, you won't have like the ability to sue them about it, at least to my knowledge. You could talk to like a civil attorney. There's no immigration option that, I'm an immigration lawyer, but maybe you could sue them with some kind of cause of action, depending on what state or county you're in. Talk to a civil lawyer about that. But I would say, just appeal to their own personal sense of integrity. Look, they got 12,000 from you. They're getting 12,000 more from the government. It didn't cost them that much. It cost them 12,000 to begin with. So now they're making double their money. That's 100% return on investment. I don't think that's fair. And you should present it that way, right? And if they were a person of integrity, and especially if they love you and are in your family, they should get that. Anyway, so then my last question here comes from Lorela, okay? And Lorela, this sounds more like a DMV question, but it's a long question. Let me just read it real quick, okay? You say, I just want to know how I can get a valid ID. My driver's license was expired in 2019. The DMV won't let me renew it. Here's my situation. I'm from the Philippines. I was married 6 years ago, or for 6 years, to an American citizen. But my petition was canceled after we got divorced. I got remarried to another American citizen, and I was able to change my last name on my driver's license with the DMV. And I was able to renew it once, but now they won't let me because it shows that I still have my previous name on my Social Security number. But when I went to the Social Security office, they need my work authorization, but I don't have one anymore because my petition was canceled. I've been married for 13 years, and I haven't been applied for a new petition yet. Is there any way to get a valid ID for identification purposes? Thanks. Well, you've been married for 13 years. You haven't applied for a new petition yet. It's like, Lorela, let's apply for that petition, right? Like, let's fix your immigration. Like, for Social Security, like for you to be work authorized, this is a perfect work authorization question. For you to be work authorized, you've got to fix your immigration case, right? You've been married for 13 years to your U.S. citizen husband. Let's get to the bottom of that. Let's fix your immigration case so that you can fix it with Social Security so that you can get your ID, right? That's the answer. It's not the easy answer that you want, but it's the real answer, okay? So like you're not going to get a valid ID quickly. Let's fix it everywhere so that we get your immigration case taken care of, we can get your Social Security updated with Social Security Administration, and you can get a valid ID with the DMV. That way you can live your life the way you want to live it. That's my best advice. That's my best advice. All right, everybody, that's all I got for today. Thank you so much for being here. I love each of you. It is the 5th of January of 2023. You're tuning in now for another episode of the Empowered Immigrant Live. I really appreciate your being here. If you still have a question, all right, that I haven't answered, hey, I'd love to answer it, right? So send it in, and send it in. I'll answer it. To see our YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button to our YouTube channel, hit the notifications bell. You can receive other updates and news. Thanks to everybody who asked your questions here. Also, thanks to my friends here on Instagram, everybody. Reggae Beats, I see you here. Awesome. Love the information. Thank you as well. DJ VYBZ, hello. And By the Bay, California, hello. And Ali SYN, hello. And Call Me, hello. Everybody, great to see you all. And hey, YouTube, hello. Thank you for being here. TikTok, welcome. Facebook, LinkedIn. I love you guys. Thank you all so much for being here. And if you have an immigration case, hey, please give us a call. We're here to help. We would love to help. By the Bay, California, very informative and nice jacket. Hey, thanks. I like this one too. I like the color just because I'm a happy guy, and wearing this jacket just makes me feel happy. So thank you for saying that. Thank you for acknowledging that, right? All right, you guys. Love you all. Thanks so much. Have a great rest of your day. It's the 5th of January, 2023. I'm about to do this in Spanish, too, so if you want to tune in for Spanish, join me in just a few minutes. And have a great rest of your day, everybody. Thank you. Take